What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Bigger Than Airsoft episode. I'm your host, Ocho from Send It Squad, and today I have two special guests, the founders of the Vengeance League Airsoft Team, Grim and Shuffle. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How are you guys?
Brother, we've been waiting for this opportunity. It's so nice to finally meet you. It's
Yes,
an honor. It
absolutely.
really is. Congratulations on your enormous success. People do not give you enough credit for this. You not only are an extremely young man, but you started your own podcast, you started your own team, and you started the Utah League of Airsofting. And I was just telling Shuffle not too long ago, 5 years ago, Utah had nothing, and you birthed it. This
No.
community owes you a great gratitude. What you've done for it is monumental. I can't think of anyone that's ever done that. I really can't. You are literally in the top 3-4 mainstream airsofters right now. Like, you don't even realize it. You got E-Bike when we scroll. You got Mustang when we scroll. I was telling him before pre-show. And you got like that one random airsofter that's completely just fucking massacring people on fields. That shows up every once in a while with the rap in it. And then, you're always going to see Ocho, the poster child of hostile airsoft. You're on their website, brother. You're everything. So, truly, congratulations on your success. You are amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. That's crazy.
I don't think you realize how monumental you are. I feel like I was nervous today because I'm about to talk to a fucking airsoft celebrity.
Oh
This
my
is
gosh.
like I've worked 16 years keeping this team alive. We're nowhere near like how fast you got up there. Like, at least I don't feel that way anyway. So, give yourself props and enjoy, like I was telling you pre-show, enjoy every second of this. Cherish every moment, because I'm 35 now and I look back in my early 20s when I started VL, and the same thing with Nick, and we have these memories forever. And it's like, these are some of the highlights of our entire lives. So please, please, with your team, with Moby, Midas, all of them, fucking cherish this moment, because this is what life's about. All right, just promise me
That's
that.
crazy. I promise you, both of you, that I'm not gonna give up on what I've been building, and I'm going to tell you guys to add on that. Don't give up on what you guys are building out there. I see your stuff, and I try to support it as much as I can. We're going to come out and get you guys out here, and we're going to come to you guys as well. I promise you that. And, you guys don't give up. Like, all it takes is, like what you have said and what other people said, it's a leap of faith. You gotta just do it. Full send or no send.
Fuck the haters.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
They can't compare to you ever. That's why they hate on you. They see your success and they can't measure up to it, and they never will. People got to
No,
bring it in with them. I don't know if they're like that. There's airsofters that are like that today, just complete fucking dicks. But not you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have absolutely a big success with the airsoft community. Hell, even I'm taking a peek around to seeing what my next gun, what my next purchase is gonna be, and there's this guy there just postered up. It's like, well, damn, I'm gonna talk to this guy. And you know what? Honestly, big pleasure. And actually, believe it or not, back in 2017, I did live in Utah for a year, and the airsoft scene out there was not very big. It was not. Like, there was probably only one field, and where I lived at the time in Utah, it was like a 2-hour drive.
Yep.
That's like, man, it wasn't so big. It's not as big as it is now for Utah because of you. Hell, even everywhere else. Let's look at California. California's big airsoft community. I mean, that's a big community.
It's the Jerusalem of airsofting. Southern California,
Exactly.
Jerusalem. That's where it all
Yeah.
started.
So it's insane to see how far that you have made your progress be. And
Yeah.
honestly, applause, sir. Very big applause.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I worry that if I'm doing the right thing or not. Like I told you pre-show, Grim, but like no, I'm trying my best. All I want to do is make everybody love the sport more, and in the process, if I have fun and get paid or whatever it may be, or get sponsors or just goof off with my homies, that's everything is a bonus. Everything's a bonus for me. I don't care about that everything else.
People see that and they recognize it, and it's like you don't have to go looking for these things when you're at that level of achievement. Like, I mean, Lancer came along, and they're going to come to you, man. Everyone's going to start coming to you. But that's how influential you are, and you've worked hard for it. And like I said, you deserve this. You really do. It's so nice to see young men that are so motivated, such as yourself, especially in today's generation. Like what you're doing, I almost can't believe it. So, like I said, I'm in West Virginia. You're well known out here at MK, and I've been to Ohio because there's two like major MKs. You got the one in Medina, you got the one in Clarksburg. Our home field out here is the Clarksburg one. They know you, they follow you, and Shuff's in Missouri, and he's out there, and they know you out there.
Yep.
So that covers the east and central coastline, and then obviously everyone in California already knows you too. So it's a celebrity. I mean, it's an honor. Like you're a fucking celebrity to me, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it really
Where
is.
did these people know me? Who knows me? I don't even. There's so many people, bro. What the hell?
It's mind blowing, and you don't know it until someone else has to come along and tell you.
Oh my
But your
gosh.
outreach is it's massive. I mean, all you got to do is ask Hostel. Look at their numbers. I'm sure there's statistical data that they have every post that they post of you guys, and look how many people see that. So it's incredible. It's really cool to see that again. So
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words from both of you. You guys are ballers, and I can't wait to meet you guys in person. We'll get you down out to Utah, and I'm coming to your guys' fields with my boys. You don't stress about it. We're coming.
brother,
Plan on it.
you must. Have you ever played a game pod up
No,
in?
I have not. I haven't played anywhere in near the East Coast yet. The
Oh no,
farthest I've actually been, I've only played in two. Actually, no, just one out of two. Well, technically two if you count Idaho, but Idaho's just Utah 2.0. Like that's kind of we don't count that one because we could drive an hour away and we're like, oh hey, what's up, guys? But I think the only place we've ever been to is Sac County, me and my boys. So
yeah. Well, GamePod is up near San Francisco in California. They're the biggest airsoft park in America. I think it's over 120,000 square feet, right? MK Airsoft just opened last year. It's the second biggest airsoft park in America, and
okay,
it's right here in West Virginia.
oh, we'll
You
be
must,
there.
you must fly out, and anything you need, whether it's lodging and stuff, we'll help you out with it. We'll hook you up, and we would love to play with you guys. You would
Dude,
like,
yeah.
especially as speed softers, having your skill set out here. Granted, maybe you're not used to giant fields like this, so you might be a little winded,
Oh
but
boy.
goddamn, you fucking annihilate these people. Let me tell you.
Oh, dude, you don't understand. Our indoor field is great. Shout out 801. I
Oh,
love them
801.
with all my
Yeah.
heart, but they're not always a field we go hit up. There is only one indoor field in all of Utah currently right now, and it's in Layton. And some of my guys, they live an hour and a half away, but we all make it work. Like my guys and I met there. None of us lived by each other than a select few. Like me and Bussin, we grew up near each other, but he's 26, I'm 21, and we met. Funny story. I first met him when I was dating his sister, and then, but luckily we're still friends. I'm still friends with her. We're all still good, but I met him, and that was funny. Um, but my other guys, they're spread out all over Utah. Like I live in Morgan, in Utah, which is like kind of in the middle of everything, but through a canyon. I have a guy who lives in Logan who's closer to Idaho. Heber, Lehigh, Salt Lake, Layton, South Ogden, and Farmington, and Syracuse, and Heber. Like none of us live near each other really at all. We're all like at least 30 minutes away from somebody other than me and Bus, who lives down the street from me. So,
Cow, man.
but
Um,
we're in for the long haul to come play in West Virginia. You can count on us coming. I'm gonna say 2027. We're gonna make it happen.
yeah. Like I said, if you guys need ever lodging, I have a 3-bedroom house. If you guys need a place to stay, I got a spare bedroom. If not, I can give you all the local hotels. Everyone's extremely accommodating. Everyone's super friendly out here. It really is a culture shock from West and East Coast. Since I've been here. VL was founded in California. That's we. Uh, oh geez, where do I start on that, huh, Chef?
Yeah, let's hear about it. What started your squad, man?
Well, where it
Um,
mainly started was we had a first team name that obviously we made the name change and we kept it permanent because we felt like it was us. It actually originally started when we all met, what, like middle, high school, something like that?
2007, 2008, somewhere
Yeah,
in.
and our
Wow.
team, we formed with an old group of people. We formed a team that was called First Platoon. And I mean,
Oh,
that
okay.
was our first ever, like, time of trying to make an airsoft team for ourselves, something that was for us. But then we stared at it. We were like, Vengeance League, Modern Warfare 2, red camo, and it's stuck ever since.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was man. So I grew up in a very liberal family, right? In 2008, I turned 18. And when you're 18, the first thing you can do, like 100% of all the sporting goods stores back then, open up to you. You can buy suddenly rifles, shotguns, and also the BB department. I grew up in a very liberal household in Irvine, California, and in this liberal household, my grandmother was adamant, like we could not have firearms in the house. I couldn't even have a Nerf gun. The closest thing we could have to a firearm in my house was a fucking Super Soaker from the
Oh
90s.
my gosh.
That's what we had. So there was this desire. I wanted toy guns because all my friends down the street had these fucking awesome, cool guns. And they're like, oh, yeah, my dad got it for me at, Big Five Sporting Goods, which is like one of the smaller chains of sporting goods stores in Southern California. So as soon as I turned 18, my grandparents were divorced and I lived mostly with my grandmother still. I was in the process of moving in with my grandfather. Shuff used to come with me. We used to go and like take $100 cash because back then that can get you a brand new airsoft gun.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we walk in, and the first day we go in and we turn 18, he buys like an M16 Springer, and I
Yep.
get this big ass metal AK-47 that's beautiful. Like most people don't realize, like the old airsoft guns, there was either two kinds, right? You had shitty plastic, clear, falling apart, awful, right?
Yeah.
And then you had the higher end ones, which if you're willing to spend 100, $200, they were full metal, they were heavy. No one wanted to use them for any kind of airsofting in general, except just
Mm-hmm.
outside and with cans, right? But they were like lifelike and realistic. And unlike today, how there's like orange tips that come with all your guns, back in 2008, 2009, the orange was non-existent. You can literally like pluck it off with a fingernail because
Oh
it was
my
like
gosh.
it was like a little like cap that was like very tiny. So one of the biggest issues back then in Southern California was that I'm sure you've heard about that. I don't know if you've heard about it, but kids would get shot by cops a lot. Like it was very common. We knew of a kid that was in Irvine that had went outside and Irvine police shot and killed him because he pointed it at a cop, but he was like 8, and
Yeah.
that was one of the big stories that happened. So in the beginning, airsofting was just a hobby. It wasn't like in those days when we started, it wasn't a thing yet. Hollywood Sports had not opened. And Hollywood Sports, by the way, was like the first airsofting park other than that had paintball that actually started allowing airsofters to come.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so that happened. Do you want to hear the story on like how we almost all got arrested in an
Sure. I
avatar?
want to hear both sides of this. I want to hear both of your
Oh.
stories,
So
man.
this is in 2009. This is before airsofting parks are a thing. So keep in mind, no social media. There's no phones. We have nothing. So we're just a bunch of troublemaker kids trying to take our airsoft guns out into, in Southern California. There's nowhere you can fucking go that has no people. So I told Shuffle, and we had our three other buddies, and I'm like, hey, my sister lives in this little town called Foothill Ranch. It's in Southern California. It's like 2 miles down from the Oakley factory, the headquarters factory, right? And there's a giant avocado field that's surrounded by barbed wire fence on every side and electric fences. Like, it looks like a prison that's being kept in. This avocado field is probably like 10 square miles. These avocado trees sit next to each other, probably about 15 feet apart in rows, right?
Oh, wow.
Like, it's all it's super cool. It's like, we called it, like, if like how there's Modern Warfare maps, we called it Grove.
Oh, wow.
So we're like, okay,
Worked.
we go in and we take into my garage, because my grandfather has every tool imaginable. We get wire cutters, and we clipped our way into this park. Like, we went to go park the car up at this apartment complex where my sister lived, up in Paloma Summit, and we broke through the razor wire, and we crawled in on our hands and knees, and we went in with like our $10 Army Navy ACUs that we're wearing.
Spent literally $10 on them.
Before we had red camo. And we played a whole good day. This is like with our old, AK-47, the realistic guns, the Springers, and it was just us five, and the sunset, and the breeze, and the birds,
Yeah.
And we played airsofting that whole fucking day. By whole day, I mean about till 3 p.m., because we got there about, I don't know, 10 a.m., and it was just like we split it. We had 3 versus 2. We said, you guys go that way for a mile, we'll go this way for a mile, and we'll meet up, and we're just going to shoot at each other and use these fucking trees as cover.
Yeah.
And we're using like the shittiest iPro imaginable, because there's no iPro yet, right? So we're using the ones that come in the box with the airsoft guns. And yeah, we play, and right around 3 p.m., Chef comes up to me and says, hey, there's a line of like 10 police cars coming up this hill, and we hear helicopter. There's a police helicopter looking, and they started looking around the area, and we're like, oh shit, we need to stay below the line of the trees, and we need to run back to our car as fast as we can.
Oh my gosh.
If they found us, they would have just lit us up and killed us all. That's their first protocol out down there. And so yeah, we made our way in. We made our way back to the car. We're like running for our lives because these cops surrounded the area where we had initially cut the wire in. So we had to go up a different way. It was like a mountain edge that had like a creek, like one of those creek beds in it. It was like it's where excess water goes. And we had to take that up a mountain, go up to the backside of a playground that was in that apartment complex, and make our way. And we loaded up my buddy's Toyota fucking Prius with all our guns, got in, and drove away just to get out of there. Luckily, we avoided the cops. They were stopping cars and checking inside cars because they knew people were trying to, they knew we were going to have to get out some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
But we got out a back way that was through the back of a mountain, and then we pulled into the back of like a parking lot of a fucking Ralph's. Because it was like a secret a side road that was there that the cops didn't know.
Oh my lord.
We had 10 police units looking for us and a police helicopter searching the area because they thought we were probably some fucking terrorists in a avocado field playing airsoft for the first time. So, and then that's real. This was 2009. Only 2010 rolls around, and I tell the guys, I'm like, hey, we need to find somewhere legal to do this. So that's like literally opened up early day Google, and we found Hollywood Sports. And we back in these early days, dude, there was no one there. There wasn't airsofters coming. It was like maybe 10 at the most on Saturdays.
Yeah.
They
Very
were
small amount.
The paintballers, by the way, did not like the airsofters. They did not want to share their field with the airsofters.
Yeah.
They would take pot shots at us on purpose back in those days. And then they say that, no, they were trying to shoot another paintballer on the field adjacent to us.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. They were trying to fuck up our guns and uniform. They would make fun of us for LARPing, which it kind of was. We're just kids trying to pretend that we're a little bit older. That's how it started, right? And yeah, they didn't like us, and we didn't think it was going to last. Hollywood Sports, that's why I call it the Jerusalem of airsofting, because they were the first ones to step up and allow airsofters to play on the paintballers' fields. That was the beginning of airsofting. There wasn't really any of us out there. And then from that on, it's like it blew up into a massive sport to what it is. the first indoor exclusive airsoft park ever was Tac City Fullerton. We were there at its inception. If you look on our YouTube channel, all the way back in the 2014 playlist, we were there. Like there was barely anything in the building back then.
That's
I was
crazy.
there soloing that day, and God, that was some of the best times of airsofting, man. So yeah, that's where VL was really born. It was like this team of these fucking, mischievous kids that got together, and we met other mischievous kids, and then we finally got into this legalized, like, oh, let's go to Hollywood Sports. We met like and then we fell in love with Modern Warfare 2 when that came out. That dominated everything. And we're like,
Yep.
there's a red, who else has red camo out there?
No one.
No one had it. So we're like, we wanted to be different. Let's do it. So we created the team. We said we're only red camo. We used to have top and bottom. This was before our uniform code, which was tops black, bottom red camo,
Yeah.
And the name came from, I was a comic book lover when I was a kid. So I just combined the two best teams that I can think of, which was the Avengers and Justice League,
That's sick. I like that.
Well, Vengeance League works, so, and it stuck,
Yeah.
Sorry, I talk a lot. I apologize.
You're
But
good. Shuffle, do you want to add anything?
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
here, let me go take a step back into the good old farmland stories. There's actually two more incidences where that wasn't our only time we went back there, right?
You're talking
Now
about
these stories, now you remember how we would call it the Grove?
Yep.
Now that farmland, you forgot about two other things, my boy. So before the whole cops and everything searching for us because we decided to airsoft on a piece of farmland, there was one time. Now this was probably the first time we went there. We were all airsofting, having a good time. We were about to leave. Then I remember hearing a certain little noise. Now, what do you think when you hear a rattle from the ground?
Awesome.
So they noticed that I didn't come back and I wasn't behind them, so they decided to go back and search for me. They find me, but then they also hear the rattle. So what do these guys do? They light up the snake with airsoft BBs while I ran away.
Run!
we got out of that.
The
No.
fucking snake.
And then remember that one dude that decided to blow two shotgun shells by us, and we were like, nope, we out.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the distance. It wasn't close to us, but it was a guy that was. I didn't know it was real at the time, but later, yeah, he was. There was a man shooting at us. One of the farmers that was in the distance. That was his avocado farm.
Yeah. Well, we realized we done fucked up that day.
Yeah.
Now, on the Hollywood sports thing, I remember a certain story from that too. Remember when we were on the field and we were just about to start the round, and then all of a sudden a random person came up to our buddy at the time, Tim, and was like, hey, a paintballer just hit your helmet.
Yeah.
He lost it. He went after the kid. He literally walked over to the paintballers, was like, so which one of you fucking did it?
Yeah.
He found the kid because the kid was like, ha, I did it. Screw you, Airsofter. He just let him up with a TAR 21. I remember that story very vividly. And then from that point on, ever since, I think there was like two more incidents after that. Then they decided to create a ready area for airsofters, and then the other side of the park was for paintballers. They got to the point where it was so big and everything, they had to separate them. Like literally two different entrances for paintball and airsoft. Both had to be separated. And then what? They created certain maps that airsoft can play on, and only certain maps that paintball can play on. Like they went a whole like range of a way to avoid fights between paintball and airsofters.
Wow.
Yeah, they really had to go with great lengths. Yeah. So
yeah, it was bad. It was brutal. Like airsofters and paintballers did not like each other. It was not a thing. Yeah.
I mean, our team. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say that's why there was this divide when the Civil War I was telling you about came later between Speedsoft when that started becoming a thing and Milsim. Everyone was Milsim in the beginning. There was no Speedsoft. It was basically Speedsoft was born when paintballers left paintball and they went into airsofting. These are the same people that were talking shit about it and making fun of us for the longest time, only for them to jump ship because they realized that paintballing is messy, not practical, and it's cost effective, right? It's non-cost effective. I'm sorry, and then they moved over to airsoft. It's more practical. So
Yeah.
these guys used to talk shit about us all the time. They came over, and then that's why there was an even bigger divide. It was basically like we were fighting essentially with ex paintballers that jumped ship because they didn't like it anymore. That's how speedsofting started. Speedsofting is the birth was the birth of it was the birth of old paintball. That's why they just wanted to do their own thing, except in the airsoft version form. It's still kind of like that today, but it's still different. I mean, granted, you guys have and not everyone's an asshole. Like I'm just saying, like today, it's so
Yeah.
different. We came back into the fray in 2025 when we moved to West Virginia and I moved from California in 23. And so our inception income in 25. I couldn't believe the unity that I saw when I came back. Like
Yeah.
Mills and Speedsofters were for the first time getting along, and I have like my whole life we were used to this war, and it's so nice to see, especially like guys like you, Ocho. You're bringing this community together because not only do you talk to everybody, but you welcome everybody, and Utah seems to welcome everyone. Utah's like a perfect mix of both Milsim and Speedsoft. Seems Speedsoft are to dominate, but that's like what happened. California was mostly Milsim. Now it's like it's all Speedsoft country. There's not a whole lot of Milsim left. The only one that I know of is like you got Island Raiders. You've heard of them? Our buddy
Yeah.
Mike, like the
And you
he's
got Jet Desert Fox and those
yeah.
guys too.
Yeah, you got some of those guys, right? But it's definitely Speedsoft dominated. Um, but it's extremely united. It's how it feels to me anyway since I've been back, and it's just really nice. What were your thoughts on that? I'm just curious.
Um, yeah, Shuffle, let's hear what you got. I mean, like,
Oh, sorry, I kind of had a chain of thought. My wife walked over and flashed a piece of paper at me to tell me something. I'm so sorry. I kind of got distracted there for a sec.
you're good. You're
What
good.
were you talking about, Grim?
The unity between Speedsoft and Milsim and how it's
Ah,
evolved.
okay.
It seems like only in the past, like since at least since post COVID, and it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah,
And
it definitely
on
did
this
not.
team eventually too. I mean, I don't know if you've ever knew about that in the past and how divided it used to be.
I remember there being some big division between the two. Like, there was just no correlation, there was no cooperating with one another. But
Yeah.
now, like, even out here at the field I play at, which is Extreme Paintball and Airsoft. Now,
Yeah.
this is going from having paintballs being shot at me while I'm mid game to actually being respectful. Like, paintballers out here are actually really respectful to airsofters.
Yeah.
Like, I've even had a few paintballers come up to me and ask me about my guns. Like, one main one that I use all the time is my G36C. I mean, everyone seems to love, even in the paintball world, they seem to love that gun. They walk up, they're like, "Oh, dude, that's a nice gun. You just got a G36. How much did that cost you?" And it's like, "Oh, it cost me this, that, and the fourth." Like, "Here, you want to hold it?" Like, I'll literally take my gun off and like, "Here, check it out. Go for it."
Yeah.
Like, I'd be respectful, be cool. And then out here, like, it's mostly woodland. Now, the maps I play on are mostly woodland.
Yeah.
But there is one map that they actually did make. It's called Shipyard. And it's a
Okay.
bunch of shipping containers. Now, many people would look at this place and think of Call of Duty shipment,
Yep.
is what it kind of looks like. So when you guys come out here and everything, like, I feel like you're going to be in a real treat on this field because
Oh
you
yeah.
get a mix of everything. You get woodland, you get Milsom, but you also get that kind of like Call of Duty feel.
Yeah. But
And
one of
out
the
here,
oh, go
oh,
ahead. Go ahead.
no, but out here, like, there are actually some speed softers that will go from like a Milsim kind of setup and being like DMR-ish, distance and everything. But when they hear Shipyard, it's like the speed softer immediately comes out.
You're like, oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, and even the speed softers are out here talking to the regular Milsom guys and everything. Everyone's just getting along, shooting the shit inside the parking lots, man. There's no division anymore, and it's nice to see.
Yeah. And one of the things that, you know, my guys, yeah, we focus a lot more on Speedsoft, and we know that a lot of people know us from Speedsoft. But when my team, like the story behind when my team first started to, now it's kind of like, we started playing outdoor in a woodland area. It was a field called 12th Street where it was just trees. It was just like the outdoors. People are in there with ghillie suits and we couldn't see them. Why, me and my guys were just hanging out and having a good time. But like we started playing outdoor and then we went into 801, me and Logan, and that's where we met my buddy Tage and Weston, or Echo and Redline. Redline's not here still because he's on a mission right now, but he comes home in 2 months. But Echo's been around with me for the long haul, and um, me and Logan and him met at 801, just no idea who he was. And like, it was kind of funny because we were all like just kind of outdoor players. But for the longest time, when we did get more into the Speedsoft setting, like when we played our first local tournament, it was me, Tage, and Weston. It was a 3v3 tournament. Um, and we were going to do it because Logan always wanted to do that, but he unfortunately didn't make it happen because he passed away before we could do it.
Ooh.
But when we did do it, he always had the idea of wearing bright pink shirts that say "I Heart Hot Moms," and so we got those shirts, and then we put our names in the heart, and we're like, "Yep, that's us." Yeah. So
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
we got that name, Send It Squad, from Logan, but also from doing that because everyone's like, "Were you just thinking just send it?" And we're like, "Yeah, yeah, that's sticking," and it's stuck around ever since. But on top of that, though, like Tage or Echo, he would play in a speed tournament with his Milsim gear and go in there and destroy people. We were like, "Yes, yes, go!"
So how did you get into it, man? Like Ocho, how did you did you have a group of friends that went with you coming into the sport and you discovered it together, or was it solo and you had people introduce you? How did that work? I've always been curious.
So let's see. I'm glad you asked that because now a lot of people wonder that, and I appreciate that. But my airsoft journey started like everybody else. The cheap springers when we were young, when we were kids. If you count those years of doing that, I've been doing airsoft for 12 years, and I've been doing it for a long time. But I did 3 years of that was just springers. And I got into airsoft with the springers with my neighborhood friends. Who aren't like, we would go and play in the front of our neighborhood because there's this huge hill and we had trees around it and stuff, so we were covered from everyone seeing us. But thank goodness no one really cares. Like, everyone in this neighborhood has at least one gun in their house, so we're like, it doesn't matter at this point, everyone has a gun. But we went, didn't think much of it. 801 opened. When we were kind of looking into Evike, we were looking into all the other stuff, and then 801 opened, and we went. My first time ever going, I went and I met the owners on my first day there. I got to hang out with them, and I got to know them pretty quick. Um, Fast forward a little bit, I got my first Gen 2. I got my Lancer Gen 2. I started playing more. And then even more fast forward a little bit more, I met Logan when I was in middle school. We were just kind of chilling. He was a hunter and big gun dude. And so was I, but I didn't do hunting. My family wasn't a hunting family, but I love shooting real stills with my family. But I introduced him to airsoft. I'm like, "Dude, let's go. I gotta take you to this. Like, let's go." And he's like, "Is it fun?" And I'm like, "Only one way to find out." And so we went, and he had a blast. And I met his mom came and played with us too, and my mom came and played too. My mom, when 801 first opened, she was too scared to leave us alone with all these strangers. Let's just put it that way. And so me and all my friends had my mom come play with us in one of the first ever sessions at 801. And under the register, they don't have her under her name. They have her under Cool Mom because she was like the first mom to come play with their kid.
That's cool.
But I
That's
thank my
pretty
mom a
lit.
lot. Like, shout out to my mom for even allowing me to go because she was kind of like, this sounds kind of sketchy, or whatever it may have been. But it just grew from there. Like when it came to the Speedsoft side of things, the start of thinking about doing something like that came from Logan. It didn't come from me. Logan was kind of like, into the paintball stuff for a little bit. Then he saw Speed QB when it was in its prime, and it was like he loved it. He was like, "We need to do this," and I'm like, well, "There's nothing here like that other than Fast Attack." He's like, "We're going," and I'm like, "No, we're not. We have nobody on our team but me and you, so that ain't gonna happen." And um, when we found Tage and Weston, our team was actually not called Send It Squad at the time. We were originally called Mall Cops Airsoft. We were a huge inspiration by Paul Blart.
Blart.
Love
Oh
that movie.
yes,
Yep.
But
well
we
done.
yeah we might bring it back for a future this merge. Just be like, hey, send it our secretly mall cops or something like that. Just make goofy little
That
comments
would be
about it.
awesome.
Special edition patch just for like that
Yeah,
season.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd buy one.
Oh
I do
yeah.
it. Yep.
That I'll keep that in mind. But we kind of went from there, and I met Tage, we met Weston, and we were all just kind of like hung out and like just kind of got to know each other. But COVID hit, kind of stopped playing for a while, and I especially stopped for that entire time. Like I didn't leave my house at all for that entire COVID time period because I have a disease called Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and anyone with that at that time was at high risk of COVID. So like I was like I can't go outside. I'm wearing a mask even in my own house, and all that stuff because it was bad at that time. But 2020 came. Everyone kind of got out of quarantine a little bit. Kind of had more freedom in March. But my friend Logan passed away. Right as quarantine ended, and I kind of stopped for a minute because it was like I don't want to play. I can't do it without him. He was my best friend and the only person who would consistently come play with me. But me and Tage and Weston I was talking to Tage and he's like, he knew I was hurting because I haven't come play for almost, I think it was like 7 or 8 months. I almost sold all my stuff and all that, but it was kind of just hard to go. But then Tage was like, let's do Fast Attack. Let's go. Like, and that was our only thing we had close to Speed QB. And it was a local tournament at 801. And the rules are way funky and iffy, but it was still something we had here to start off. But Tage was like, let's do it. Come on, get off your ass. Let's go. Let's do what we wanted to do with him. All right. And so we did. We got the Hot Mom shirts. We went and did it, and it was a blast. Like, we had fun, and a lot of people were surprised because we were rocking like AEGs, like they're all running HPA, and we're like, like we were all ready to go. And we actually did really good. We placed fourth, and for us that was good. Because again, there's only been 6 teams at most in Fast Attack, so for us to even beat two was awesome, and we were just very excited. And then it grew from there. I met FLZ. I met Midas. I met B Sands, Bussin, Chaos, like all my boys, we all just met at 801. None of us knew anybody. We all just met each other there. Like Aaron or Ninja, we met him, and there's a reason why he's called Ninja because he will legit do ninja rolls in game and get people out like it's nothing. It's like parkour.
That's awesome.
Achilles
So,
tendon slashes.
oh yeah, we've said if I give you a ninja sword, will you go ham on haters? He's like, bro, they ain't ready. They ain't ready, bro. And
That's
so
amazing.
but it just grew, and we've always just wanted to grow into a speed QB team, and you know it, we saw stuff kind of dying down in that, but then my guys and I just didn't give up on it, and we worked hard. And 2025 was the wake up. I think 2025 was when we went to Sac County at the beginning of it. We were kind of like thinking about it through the end of 2024. I just finished my mission. Tage finished his mission, and you know, Weston still had a year, but we had everybody else still around, and we were like, let's go. And so we did one more Fast Attack with the crew we have now, and we just kind of went from there. And we're like, this is dumb. Like at the time, Fast Attack became not fun because there was so much bull crap and drama that happened that ruined it for us. And we're like, you know what? Let's go find someone else. And we're like, there's nothing else in Utah. And we're like, well, then let's get out of Utah. Let's go. So then, right as a week later, we got invited to go to NSL in Sac County in August, and we're like, you know what? Screw it. Let's go. We're going. we'll figure out where to stay and all that. And we did, and we don't regret it because we were like, because right after that is when we got sponsored by Hostile and HK Army. Like it just got better, and then my guys had the mentality that like if we quit now, oh, we wasted so much time and money on nothing. So there's no going back now. Like we have to. And we all love it so much that we're like, nope, you're not quitting. We know you're lying. Stop. Stop lying to yourself. You have to suck it up now. Get on the field. Like but and then like we went and it was a blast. And then we got to know people who we knew from watching their stuff on Instagram, YouTube, and it became huge to us. And then 2025 ended. We had a team meeting where we're like, all right, this next season, where are we going out of state? What are we doing for Utah? What are we going to do as a team? And we all decided that like this is our time to shine. We're going to play like we're getting paid to. We're playing like it's a professional league. We're putting in the work. We're going to the gym. We're watching hours of film. We're doing it all. But in the progress of that, we came up with other things. Like we came up with airsoft charity events. We came up with USL, which was a huge hit that we were like praying that everything went so perfect to where everyone wants to come back. And everyone did. And it didn't go perfect. There were things that happened that were like, all right, we wish that didn't happen, but we learned from it. And everyone wants to come back still, which makes us happy. But like to see where my guys and I, especially where we came from the start, like I have a photo of me wearing the Milsom setup as a 12-year-old kid
We all
with
start like
Logan, and we look like I look like a baby. I got a huge baby face back then. It was bad, but it was like to see like from doing just outdoor to competing in all sorts of events and going and getting invited to stuff like this and talking to you guys and everyone else I've chatted with and got to know that isn't from Utah is truly a blessing because like I couldn't have done it like I have to give a shout out to my boys, everyone on Sendit Squad, Moby, Bussin, B Sands, Midas, Echo, Redline, FLZ, Ninja, and Stillman and Chaos and everybody. Like literally every person on my team has helped me, not only in airsoft but on off the field as well with mental health. I am one who has gone to rehab for mental health and suicide and all that stuff. But my teammates never left my side when my friends in high school did, and other people just kind of like got out of my life. They never did. So it's kind of like I'm more like I don't quit on the sport. I keep doing this, and I risk a lot of my own like personal life stuff on the sport because it has saved my life multiple times in ways that like no one could imagine. And so airsoft has been like a huge like blessing in my life, and I do everything in my power to keep it alive. So anywho, man, that's crazy.
so it's like in a way it's like it's your way of like saving the sport is because it saved you. It's like God reaching into your life and saying
Oh yeah.
this is what it's like almost like this is what you're meant to do. You know what I mean? You have a path forward and there's a trajectory, and God sometimes shows you the path that you're supposed to be on. Some people take it, some people don't.
Oh,
But that's man, you are such an inspiration to us in general too, man. Like, but for God's sakes, it's the guy who starts the Utah leagues from nothing, and who started all this. Like, look at where you are. Look at what you came from. This 12-year-old kid just getting dressed up in Milsim, and your mom barely even got you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like man, you are unbelievable, and you are such a young man, and like you have so much life ahead of you too. Like, I can't wait to see what you're gonna do in the future. This is just the beginning. Like, right, you have these sponsors behind you. You'll have Vengeance League behind you 100%. We're going to do everything we can to help you. You have these other teams that are behind you. Like, now that you're in this role, lead us forward. You know what I mean? Like, you're one of the big influencers. Like, what direction are we going? I mean, you can comfortably say that you're like kind of like the leader right now, one of them anyway, of West Coast airsofting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a huge responsibility as well. But it, I'd imagine, like, does it feel natural for you at this point? Like, to where it's like your next move is like kind of known and you're just like, I'm doing my thing, you know? Like, how does that feel for you?
So I will say this. Part of me being a founder and captain of my team,
Yeah.
I am I try to be a good leader, but I am not always. I'm a worrier. I'm a big anxiety person. So sometimes I get in my head. And then Midas actually in the last USL, I was getting so stressed because I was worried the tournament wouldn't go well, and it got to a point where it was just too much. He legit grabbed me and said, "Shut the up and play the damn game." And then because everyone on my team does leadership in some way, whether it be like I'll slap the nonsense out of your mind, legit. Like I've legit like Moby and I have had moments where we both had to do that to each other, where I legit had to slap him in the face and be like, stop it," and then he's had to do the same for me. But like when it comes to planning, like what I want to do with the sport, like USL especially, like I haven't announced it yet out in the public, so I guess I'll just do it now because it is exciting. USL is no longer Utah Speedsoft League. It still is called USL, but it's now going to be called the United Speedsoft League. And what we're going to do is any field can run it, any field size, any place, as long as they have speed softers there. Like, we want at least two speed soft teams in their state, so then they have someone there to help. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to bring it everywhere. Like, if I could, like, my dream is to put every single spot in the states, like every state to have a tournament once in their state. It's going to be kind of like the USA, like every state on state, like every state gets a turn of hosting USL. And it's kind of like the USA Mini Olympics for airsoft. Like it's just state on state who's going to be the best in the USA. And me and my guys, we kind of can't like I come up with the idea of it. And my guys are like, let's do it. We've talked to Arizona, we've talked to Colorado, we're working on Idaho. Idaho's going to be a little bit more hard because they have nothing. They have one field, and it's in Pocatello, and it's outdoor. So it's kind of hard to do that, but we're working on something with them. And but Arizona, we didn't know there was a team at USL from Arizona, DNT. We had no idea there was anyone in Arizona. We had no idea anyone in Colorado. And we had the Speed QB teams and some other things like from Idaho, but it was like it opened doors to us that we're like, this is too good of an opportunity to give up, that like it should be for everybody. Because Speed QB, I love all the leagues, but the problem with us getting ready, we can't get ready. We'll never be ready for it because we don't have a speed field in the way that it needs to be for Speed QB. There's no regulation size field here for that. There's no speed barriers here. There's nothing. So like when you're required to need all that, people think it's impossible to bring it to your state. And so that's the point of the United Speedsoft League. We're like, no, if you ask me to run an event in your state, I wouldn't deny you. And in fact, like we came up with a solution like, yeah, you're running our event, it's our tournament title up there. So what we're gonna do is so then they can do something we got planned. We're gonna make it like a branch of the United League. So like USL will be still the Utah thing. Say Arizona will be the AZSL League, which is the Arizona Speedsoft League. California, the SoCal guys will be the SoCal Speedsoft League, or Idaho, ISL, Idaho Speedsoft League, just branches. And in return, if they do that and they're willing to help host it, whatever that means, where they have to rent out the field, or they have to pick dates so far in advance, or, guarantee 15 teams or whatever it may be, we will make it worth their while in the end because we're only going to take a small cut because it's not on our on our home field. We're just using the field, like the money we get from other people doing it, to go towards them for equipment, like getting real refs, getting film equipment to live stream it or whatever it may be. But the big chunk of it, like the main source of finances, will go to the home team that hosts it, so they can make money off of them hosting it at their home field, because it's fair. That's not our field, that's their field, so I want them to have the bigger cut. And the raffle money, I'll let them decide if they want to keep that because that's on them, it's on their home turf, or if they want to give it to a charity of their choice, because that's what we did with ours. That's the whole point of the Fight for Logan thing. Logan's mom started a charity after he passed away, and it's called Logan Loved. All the money from the raffle from USL went to that. Everything, every penny of it. And so, like, that's what I want to do to everybody. I want to offer it to Virginia. I want to offer it to New York. Like, anywhere that wants to have it, just ask me. I'll give it to you. I don't care. Run it. So, yeah.
That's a really cool thing. I don't know a whole lot of teams that are actually doing something like that. And you mentioned like charities and stuff like that. I know one of the main questions you ask on the show is like I told you in pre-show, I watch your show religiously, bro. That's like I
No.
do it in the truck. I'm an ER nurse. I get off in the morning. I work night shift and I drive an hour and a half home one way, and I listen to that podcast the whole way. Sometimes two episodes.
I
Uh,
deeply appreciate that.
but I know one of your questions is like how you're saying, what can we do as an airsoft community to improve it, right? And where do we see it going in the future? I always like, sometimes like I'd be in my truck just pretending like, I'd be like, well, look at what he's doing already. He's starting all these charities and he comes up with all these really good ideas, like how you just mentioned, um, for kids specifically, and make it easier for people to come in, make outreach, a lot wider than it is. I feel like there was like, in Star Wars, like, there's been an awakening. That's how 2025 has been for airsofting. That's just how I feel. I don't know if you agree with that, but that like 2025 there's a massive awakening that happened. Like
Yeah.
everyone just kind of got up, either whether it's post COVID, the 30-year-olds, that even pre COVID that were like, all right, I'm going to put the gun in the closet, I'm not going to touch it for 8 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. Like, a really good idea what they should do, and this is what I was thinking about this question. Why don't we start with something small? Like, how about all airsoft parks make rentals free? Because if you think about how good of an, like, the majority of your income has probably to come from regulars that come all the time. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? They don't want to sign up for the $1,000 one that you offer that's good for the entire year. They just want to come when they want to come. They don't want to be obligated. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Why are we charging, not only kids, but I mean, think about like what kind of people come in for rentals. It's either you're going to be a brand new player,
Yeah.
or you're going to be a kid who's coming from a poverty-driven house. You know what I mean? Poverty, it's the United States. Poverty's everywhere. Like, we should have some kind of program, or at least all airsoft parks in the United States need to talk and say, how the hell do we get rid? Like, let's just get rid of rental prices in general for people, because the
Yeah.
majority of airsofters, let's agree to say what 95% of us all have our own gear, right?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
Right. It's only going to be the small 5%. Those are the people that need real help. And we don't need to be charging them extra on top of the average, what, $30 to $35 park fee that already exists. It's not like it doesn't make for a good experience. And how does that incentivize people to come back and play again, knowing like, well, I'm just going to be pinched and I'm going to be fucking broke, the next
Yeah.
day because I'm already getting charged rental fees and park fees. And then you're bringing your son or whoever, and it's like $200 at the end of the day versus the
Right.
average airsofter who has all his shit doesn't have to pay that stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I
he
mean?
pays $20 fee to play.
Right. And you have all your shit and you have this $400 airsoft gun. Some kids can't afford that. Some families can't afford that.
Yeah.
So if we can in unison come up with ideas, and this is just how I think in West Virginia. West Virginia is extremely poverty ridden. And some of these people have such integrity and such honor out here, but they just struggle and all they want to do is play the game. And they can't even afford, like, there's this kid who came up to us the other day and he was like showing us this new airsoft gun he wanted, and it's one of those like the shitty like cybergun plastic scar, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
Springer that you charge the side on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, so, we ended up buying him a gun. It's like, or we'll provide the means so these people can buy their own guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take rental prices, like stop charging people for rentals, or at least have a program where the people can prove on paper, say like, this is my tax return sheet that shows like I'm very low income, and then have a separate receipt saying I went to an airsoft park. Have a program to where it's like, yes, you're not going to be charged for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at least give them huge discounts to come in. That'll incentivize people to come back. And have you ever like you've seen the glow on a kid's face when they get a brand new airsoft gun
Oh my
from,
gosh. Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's the best you can do. Like we
Yeah.
really need to try. We need to stop jipping people off because they've been doing this for a long time. Like stop screwing people. Like no one's gonna want to come back if they have to pay extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shuffle, what about you? What do you think?
I personally think that's a great idea. I mean, especially for newer players, like especially when they're already iffy about spending the kind of money, like especially for new players. Like I've had a friend of mine recently go to with me to the park that I play at because it was his first time. And this is
Yeah.
somebody that I'm going to be recruiting into VL Missouri here very soon. So he actually went, I have all the spare gear. Like, I don't want him spending money on rentals or anything. And out here, like, it's a $20 admission fee and it's all day. Like, $20? Okay. Like, that's all right. But with the like $30 to $40 rental prices that like stack that up, and then plus, you gotta have food, drink, water, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it can get a little pricey a little bit. And plus, like, let's for say like you bring a whole handful of BBs from last time that you went, you're gonna run out probably, depending on how much you're mag dumping on somebody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hey, that's just the way I look at it.
I
So I
love it.
mean, and I'm pointing at that, spending another what, like $15 to $20 on what, maybe 2,000 BBs in like some bag. Like it doesn't really add up to me. So I personally think eliminating that whole rental thing is a solid good idea,
Yeah.
especially for new players that want to try and experiment before they go ahead and look into these prices and spend the money on the own gear that they want. I
Yeah.
think that the rental thing should be eliminated. Now on your like on the kids and like everything and giving them, like I heard your story, Grim. There was actually the other day when I was at my park that I go to. This kid's red dot sight got shot out. Like it completely shattered. Somebody point blanked him and ended up hitting the sight, completely shattering it.
Fucked. Yeah.
So I took it upon myself, and I had about maybe 3 extra red dots at the time. And I was like, "Here, man, like, take the red dot. I've got plenty more. Like, I don't need it. You need a new sight. Like, yours got
Yeah.
broken, and I feel bad."
That's what airsofting is all about, man. Like, and I'm hoping like these sponsors like are watching the show, and all these airsoft owners, like the park owners and stuff, like they really need to pay attention to what we're saying because like we are, like Send It Squad, you guys are ground level people. Vengeance League is ground. We're there all the time. We're
Yeah.
airsoft once a weekend. You know what I mean? We spend ungodly amounts of money. What about when you go in and you check in, and then the register person at the register says, "Hey, would you like to donate to the like the Poor Airsofters Fund or something like that?" It's literally a jar of money to where someone can come in, and it's literally for those people that are like, "Oh, like I didn't know it was going to be $35," or that you could just see it on their face, be like, "Hey, you know what? It's fine." They reach behind them, get the jar from all the donations, you know what I mean? Even if it's a
Yeah.
dollar or 25 cents that you can add, like for God's sakes, fucking Taco Bell does these, you know what I mean? Like, would you like to donate a dollar to kids charity? Why can't us as airsofters, which some of us are pretty wealthy and, a lot of us have done very well for ourselves, like literally imagine just $2 or something coming from these people coming to register and clock and come in, and you like how much, imagine how much money you would have for these kids. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Thousands. You could have potentially thousands of dollars. So come up with something like all the major airsoft parks, like Giant Sports in California, uh, you know, even 801. I don't know who owns them, but we have these massive companies. OXC, Outdoor Extreme is another big one out here on the East Coast. They own
Yeah.
multiple parks. Have a side fund, make something like that. If someone asked me and said, "Would you like to donate?" I'm never going to hesitate and say no. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, of course. Like here, put $10 in there, or
Yeah.
here's my wallet. I have like a couple bucks in my wallet. Like put that in the jar. And
Yeah.
I think we can really get more people like that on board. It's generosity is biblical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how you do it.
Yeah, amen. And I will say this, and I think I'll definitely invite you guys to some other events that will involve more of the younger generation because we have some events coming up. Once we figure out some certain details that we'll announce in the next week or so, on that. But once that's announced, we're going to start planning some events. But one of the things that we are going to do, it does involve more of the Speedsoft community, but I do agree that, you know, people need to get cut some slack for the new guys because especially at my field, and like players who are more experienced go up against rental kids and just dog on them. Like it's brutal. Like they put like so many extra rounds in them. Like that was a little unnecessary, man. Or they're experienced and they just camp and near their spawn. You're like, what are you doing? Get out of there.
Yeah,
So like
that
me and my guys, like when there's rental kids around, like Midas, he's the arguably, in my opinion, is the fastest trigger finger like player back rifle player in all of Utah. I honestly think he is, and a lot of people share that opinion because they know he can shoot fast with anything you put in his hands. And we found like he's proved that in multiple ways. And one of the ways he did was with a group of kids that were all running rentals. He asked, "Hey, give me a rental." He took a rental and ran it, and it was still shooting faster than it's probably ever been shot. Like he was shooting it like crazy fast.
some of
And
those
we
are
were like,
yeah.
but like, he went down from, going 60 round, like shooting like crazy freaking speed build to a rental gun that's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
A little bit, no offense. But, like he abused it to where they still thought he was using HPA though. So there's a point where like we can still chill out a little bit. And I do agree that like being nice to the new players does mean more than we know. Because like if you scare them off, they're never coming back. And you just lost a potential future player right there.
Yeah.
It's done.
Shake their hand, even if they're 10 and they kill you.
Yeah.
Like shake their hand and be like, dude, that was an awesome shot.
Yeah,
They'll
dude.
never forget that. Like they don't have like significant thoughts like adults do. You know what I mean? Like that's a big one, especially when another adult who's in full fucking milsim gear, like in thousands of dollars worth of gear, goes down on a knee and says, shakes their hand. Good job, buddy. That was amazing. That was a great
Oh
shot.
yeah.
Even a
Like,
simple fist bump will even do as well. I mean,
yeah.
fully tacked, and I've gotten these kids out here that come out with their parents or like private party or anything like that. They tap me and I'll go up like, good job, man. Shit.
Yeah, what's up, Palmer?
Yeah.
But like, I agree with you guys on that, and I'm definitely going to get you guys out here for an event we're going to do. I know you do both Milsim and Speedsoft, which is why I want to bring you into this because it's going to be a mix of both worlds, but it's leaning towards Speedsoft a little bit more. So we have down the road, we're going to do an event. It's going to be like those youth camp things for like sports where they get to play or get advice from the professional players in whatever sport they were, like the football camps where they get to hang out with those NFL players, or the NBA youth camps. That's another, like the JAT, like whatever it may be. That's what we're going to do with this. So the Speedsoft side of it, we were going to ask players of all sorts, Utah, not from Utah, anywhere, that they're willing to come out, and these young kids who have never touched an airsoft gun but have always wanted to, or a year of experience at minimum, but they don't know anything, So we were kind of thinking like, what if we made a league, like a special day every year where it is for them? None of us play, but we can do something instead. And
Yeah.
so what we came up with was these kids are going to be put on teams of 5 or 6, depending on how many we get, and the professional players who come out, like let's say you guys, CPT and Murder, we all split up. Like 2 of us go with this group, 2 of us go with that group, whatever it may be. You're going to help coach them and help them win the tournament. So you guys are with them, hanging out with them, giving them advice and helping them get into the sport. But not only that, we have sponsors who are going to give them real Speedsoft setups, and they're going to use what we use in tournaments. Like Moby, he's given his ESG for that grip, like his ESG to use that day. And he said, I want a kid to abuse the heck out of this thing. And
Yeah.
so, like, we're going to make them run the same gear we do, and they're going to play against kids at the same skill and age they are.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, I think it was like last year, Evike actually did something similar at Tac City. They had like a youth league where it was just kids like that were, I believe it was like under 11.
Yeah.
They were show up. It was almost like a day camp kind of thing. It was an airsoft camp for the summer. And I want to
Yeah.
say it was last year or the year before. But from what I understand, I mean, that whole event was completely successful. Parents had a great time. They were behind the plastic watching their kids have a great time. And it's like, you're playing with other kids. And so you feel you're like in a much safer environment. So you don't have to be afraid of like these assholes that are, 25 years old running around and completely just mag dumping you, like you said
Yeah.
earlier. So yeah, I mean, like that's great that you guys are doing that out there in Utah. West Virginia should probably have something more like that too. Believe it or not, it's kind of rare to see kids out here. Most people are afraid to bring them, but the people that do, I've seen like 5-year-olds like out on that field. Like they can't even fit in their helmet, but they take hits like a champ, and they'll just like they just massacre everyone else.
Yeah.
It's incredible. These guys these little kids are the future of airsoft. And I'm like, damn, when you turn like 15, come and talk to me because you're going to be unstoppable when you hit that.
Yeah.
I agree with you. We need to do more stuff like that. I know Tac City, I don't know if they still do airsoft camp every summer. Have a summer camp thing, dude. Like, how cool would that be? Like, if we have a summer camp thing in like major airsoft parks across the United States, MK Clarksburg that would be awesome. Just dedicate like a whole 2-week program just for kids to come in like on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing and just shoot the shit out of each other. And then
Yeah.
teach them tactics and like how you said, teach them Speedsoft, teach them Milsim, have them get a bunch of free shit while they're there. You know what I mean? It's the
Yeah.
summer camp they'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that. How do we move forward to do that? It's these big corporations, the airsofting companies. They got to listen to us, man. They got to listen to us. We're
Oh, they'll
given,
listen.
yeah. It's like,
They'll listen.
uh,
Because they will, like, the whole point of stuff like this to help grow the young generation is so the sport eventually doesn't die, and it grows to a point where like we don't have to stress ever about that again. It's to a point where it's big enough that like we're fine for a good long time, unless airsoft goes completely out of this world for some reason. Then maybe we have to kind of worry, but like I highly doubt that because a lot of people do love the sport. I know I do, but like you guys do a lot of good stuff, both Milsim and Speedsoft, and you guys want to help the new generation. That's why I want to bring you in on this, and that's why I want to bring others in on it.
yeah,
And you know I've been, and what, like my buddy Midas Tim, shout out for him saying this and reminding so many people about this. You were once that kid.
you
Don't
were
be a dick.
Yep.
Midas was 100%.
Word.
He's not wrong.
True word.
No, like I said, we need to band together. We need to talk to these companies and like the prominent people out there. We need to do what we can do.
Yeah,
Um, shit. I still don't feel like we're prominent, but we have people saying, hey, VL almost has 1,300 followers. I'm like, all right, it doesn't feel significant. But I guess
yeah,
that is in the airsofting world. Anything more than 1,000 these days is pretty good. So we're gonna try and outreach as much as we can, and reach out to our sponsors, and we'll relay this as well. So it's like the free rentals have that side pocket fund for poor people, and
yeah,
summer programs or just kid programs in general that are kid friendly just for them.
yeah,
Like that's all the three things that all you guys that are in the industry in corporate, in the airsoft industry, please listen to this. That's what you got to do. Just focus on those three things, and I guarantee you're going to see a massive rise in people coming.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
man.
agree.
Amen. Well, I got one last thing that I want you guys to do for me, because you kind of answered every question in our just long discussion. I love it, and it's honestly very good. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to chat with you guys. But I want you to take this little bit of time, however long you want, both of you. We'll start with Shuffle, and then we'll go to you, Grim. And I want you guys to kind of just give shout outs to people who have helped you in your airsoft journey and are doing who need recognition right now. Just anybody, whether it be a friend, a parent, your teammates, another team, an industry, a business, or whatever it may be. I want you guys to just take the time to thank those people who do a lot.
There's only 3 I can account for.
All right, let's hear it.
I'll say 4 because one of them is my wife. She has definitely supported me through all my airsoft and journey ever since that we have been together. She has completely put the most support in me throughout the day, even when times are rough. Grim, my best friend from over 20 plus years, the person that I formed this team with, you have helped me through life and more than I can even recommend, brother. You have.
Right? I love you.
My buddy Redneck. That man, he holds a special place with me. When times were rough and everything with my childhood and growing up, he was there. Like, Redneck was there. He's like, all right, here, we're going to Hollywood Sports. Let's go. Like, there was no, okay? I couldn't say no to that man. Shit.
Yep.
I couldn't say no to that man. One more person. He just came back from deployment. He is at Warrant Officer School. My buddy Zach. He is U.S. Army National Guard. And he has helped me through quite a bit in the time I've known him.
That's awesome. Shout out to all you those people too, and shout out to you, Shuffle, for doing what you do too. Sounds like you really care about the sport and you care about growing it. So I definitely will be chatting with you and keeping you in the loop of things. I definitely want you. But Graham, what about you, man?
Well, as I said, the first person on top of my list is for sure Shuffle. Man, like we have been like even outside of airsofting, we've been through everything together, and he's been a massive influential part of my life. And we've, every kind of life scenario. I mean, I'm 35 years old, man, and Shuffle's coming up on it himself.
Hey, I'm only 3 behind.
The shit we've taken and been through just running this team as long as we have, we've been through it all, man. Like how you were saying pre-show, there's some hazing that goes on. There's people that want to see you fail and fuck up. And Shuffle and I were all we had at one point, just saying fuck the rest of them, and we're just going to keep going. We were not going to give up this team. So if it wasn't for him, this team would not exist. I wouldn't have had the motivation or the strength to go on. There were times where I've been divorced, and that was one of the hardest times of my life, as well as just the process of leaving my grandparents' house from Irvine and getting my first apartment in California. It was a fucking nightmare, dude. But he was there. He was always there, helping me move, helping me figure shit out, mental health wise. So everything that VL is owed to Shuffle. Like this team would not exist without him.
You too.
Heck yeah, Shuffle.
Yeah.
You too.
I'll give my next shout out to my son. He is 12.
Okay.
In the other room playing his Xbox. But he he was the one who kind of got me back into it last year. I had taken a break since 2017 to leave, and I was in nursing school. And I was retarded too. When I went back to college, I didn't know fucking shit. I had to start from the bottom, dude. Like fucking arithmetic math. And I had to work my way up all the way to like borderline calculus just to get in to the nursing program, which was between 21 and 23, right? Yeah, so my son was my inspiration for all this. He was a baby when we started this team. I'm sorry. No, when we started this team, he wasn't even born yet.
No.
But we took breaks, and then when we came back again, he was a year old. He discovered our channel last year, and this is before and he discovered all my shit in the closet, and he's like, "Dad, I think I saw a video of you online." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He found the Vengeance League playlist from 2017 on YouTube and watched them religiously. And he's like, "Dad, I want to do this so bad." And at that time, he was like 9. He couldn't quite go out here yet, But now he does. He's 12. He's almost 13. This kid has started from the bottom, and he's very good. And when I get sick or old or something happens to me and my heart can't take this anymore, my son is going to be taking over this team, he's going to be grim too, you know.
Yeah.
uh, so I owe a lot to him. He was the motivation that got us out of the rut, especially after nursing school, and he was the one that inspired us to go back. Um, Phantom was a big one. We met him at MK last year when we all came back. This kid is 16 and he is unbelievably talented. Like this in the beginning he was super shy. He wouldn't talk to anyone, you know. And now this kid is leveling 30 to 50 kills per game session that were there on certain
Yeah.
days, which is unheard of, you know what I mean? Very,
Yeah.
very talented young man. He's in
Damn.
line to eventually run West Virginia, and he's the youngest captain that we've had. So you need to meet you, Ocho. You'd love Phantom. That's why I was like so bummed he couldn't come today. But he's just the coolest, like such a down to earth guy, and he's just
I
so
love
relatable.
it.
You'll meet him one day. We'll make sure you meet him. You know. And I guess the final really thank you would be to our sponsors. Sponsorship back in the day was not a thing. We didn't want to touch it. They used to have their fists so far up teams' asses and make you do whatever they wanted you to do. But now we got Hostile sponsorship literally 3 months ago. Fujin came a day after that. If you're an airsofter that scrolls YouTube and Instagram, specifically Instagram, you know what Fujin is. They're
Yeah.
huge. They're out of London. They sponsor Milsim Peanut, who we're good friends with. We talk with them all the time. So yeah, I mean, Hostel's been great. I thought I wasn't looking forward to the sponsors just because I was like, I don't know how they're going to treat us. Fabio came and emailed us and right out of the gate was like, if you guys need anything at all, here's your discounts and you guys keep doing what you're doing because we love it. And we're like, hell yeah, dude. What sponsor back in Shuffle in 2015 would have said that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's do our own thing, have our own uniform. They don't interfere with anything. They just say, keep making your great content. We got you. We'll support you. We're going to share your stuff. We'll give you your discounts. You know, it's like that. They've been fantastic. Fabio's been fantastic. The whole Hostile team has been fantastic. I
Yep.
mean, you guys, Send It squads, they're hostile too. All of us were one big hostile family. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's been
Right.
great. And how about a shout out to fucking Ocho here
Yeah.
and Send It squad. For the love of God, brother. You deserve so much recognition. Everything you've done, like I said, this industry owes you massively. You are one of the top influencers out there. There's not a whole lot of people that beat you right now. So God bless you and God bless your team and God bless Logan. I'm so sorry to hear about what happened to him.
Especially.
And
Oh, good.
yeah.
We do what we do. We fight for him all day. It's on our jerseys. It's on
Yeah.
our jerseys, and that's how we do it.
God bless the mall cops, brother.
Yeah.
And God bless the United States of fucking America.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But it was such an honor to meet you guys.
It
Does your
wasn't.
son does your son want to get into a certain side of airsoft more than the other? Like,
He
what's
loves
kind of
he loves his dad and he loves Milsim. But that's the beauty. He loves Vengeance League, and he knows that he could be whatever he wants. Obviously, we're one of the teams in West Virginia. We're one of only three that actually has a set uniform code. Actually, I think we're like two, but we have an actual very strict uniform that we adhere by. You know it's Vengeance League because we come in with red camo pants and black top and these bitchin'. We have our patches and the helmet and stuff. So it's like if you look at us, it's like we're not quite Milsim because what Milsim would look at us and go, they wear red camo. How can we consider them as Milsim?
yeah.
We don't quite fit in with either, but we fit in with both. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
you're a
likes
mix of the
the
two.
Milsim side. There's probably going to come a day where he's going to get interested in both, but as long as he wears the uniform and keeps representing Vengeance League, he'll be both. And I think that's
Well, I hope to chat with him because I know you guys. I've just met you, and honestly, it's just a huge inspiration to talk to people who understand and appreciate what I do and what my teammates do.
yeah,
And it really does mean a lot because I've never heard that from anybody. Really, like some of the stuff you said, I've never heard anyone tell me. So I really appreciate that. Like I've heard little things and big things from other people that are worded different, but that really like hit hard from both of you. And like another thing that I want to tell you for your son, when we come out to West Virginia, or you come to Utah, bring him with you, or you can plan on us meeting him because I was gonna figure this out, but I think I can know my candidate now. We're building a HPA build to give to a kid, and honestly, I want to give it to your son because I think he deserves that, and I want him to get into the sport like his dad as far as he can go and lead your team when you're not around to do it anymore.
Dude, you'll make me cry. That was so
I got you.
generous. Oh my
I got
God,
you.
so generous of you. He would be stoked.
When it's done,
Yeah.
I'll ask for your address and I'll mail it out to you. Or if worst comes to worst, I'll fly out there and just be like, here, have it.
Wow.
And yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you so much, man. Like that is so unbelievably generous of you.
Legend.
Of course, man.
Legend.
Legend. Absolute fucking legend. Not Ocho, legend.
Yeah.
Oh, I am legend.
You are
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was an honor to meet you, man. I really, I'd love to do this again in the future if you ever need
You will.
space or, you know what I mean? We'll
Yeah.
always be there. We'll make time for you. And damn, I can't wait to meet you in person and fly out to Salt Lake, brother. I've been in there a couple of years and I can't wait to go back.
I'll make sure that you guys both and your squad are going to be first priority for USL. When we announce the date, you're the first team out of state that we're inviting, and you get first priority. We'll reserve a spot unless you tell us you can't come. So you're getting a spot guaranteed. I promise you that.
All right.
Right.
We don't have to wear the eye dye masks, right? We can still
No,
go.
I don't. It's on you what you wear. You just got to be ready for some fun. That's what I care about.
Bro,
Always.
I mean, you'll probably annihilate us, but
Always.
we're good in the indoor, like massive, we have our tactics, but the whole like close range thing, we got to work on it. We'll practice. I promise we're going to practice on it.
Let's help you. Let me help you. Come down. No, we're gonna do a practice night. Just run it with me and my boys. We'll help. That's what we do.
That sounds like fun to me.
Brother, I'm down. That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, but guys, thanks again for joining. Guys, if you don't follow Vengeance Airsoft League yet, or any of these guys on Instagram or any YouTube, go give them a follow. Go give them a like. Go follow their content on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere you can find Shuffle, Grim, and the rest of Vengeance League. Go follow them. I swear, if you don't, I'm gonna lose my mind. Do it.
It's at Vengeance League. It's just one word. Just make sure you guys spell it right. I know some people can't spell vengeance very well. It's at Vengeance League, one word. On Instagram, we're the only at Vengeance League on Instagram. It's at Vengeance League on YouTube as well. If you need to message us directly, vengeanceleague@gmail.com. We're very, we're on it all day long. And we're not really on Facebook. We used to have Facebook preference, but don't reach out to us on Facebook. We only like kind of post the events there and then screenshot it and then end up putting it on Instagram. If you really want to contact us, it's mostly just Instagram and like usually our email, but just reach out on Instagram. We never turn people away. We don't ignore anybody. If you ever have any questions, anyone, I don't care who it is, we'll always respond.
Amen.
Yeah.
But I thank both of you guys for coming on the show again.
Yeah. God bless you, brother. Seriously. God bless.
And then for anybody who is ever interested in looking at extreme paintball and airsoft, I do have all my raw footages of all of my adventures at a extreme paintball and airsoft, so you guys can all see the field. And also, there is a big game coming up at Extreme, April 12th, coming up this Sunday. Anybody who's in the Missouri and Illinois area, I'll see you there.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
We posted the event is actually on our Facebook, so tickets. The link to the tickets is there. Also, Sunday Phantom. I'm on injured reserve right now, but Phantom and Outlaw, our two guys, are going to be at MK Clarksburg this Sunday as well. While Shuffle is over there, so it's a huge day for all of us, and we are looking forward to seeing everybody out there. And yeah. So much for listening to the podcast, and thank you again, Ocho, for having us on, man. It really was an honor, truly.
No, the honor was mine, gentlemen.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure to talk to you, sir. And again, congratulations on everything you have achieved.
Thank you. And congratulations to you guys, too. You guys got to give yourselves a lot more credit than you get, too. You guys have helped me realize that with my team, and I'm making sure you guys know that you guys put in a lot of work to help inspire me and my crew and anybody else that talks with you. Just chatting with people that we don't know inspires us to meet you guys and get to hang out with you guys. And you guys are a huge inspiration to me and my team. We base a lot of things off of everyone we meet and everyone we talk to. So keep doing what you're doing. Give yourselves credit.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Of course. But guys, this is the end of the episode. I'm Ocho from Send It Squad. I'll see you guys on the field next time. Stay tuned for the next episode, but don't be silly. I'm still going to send it.
Hell yeah.